It was our former Chief Minister and late national hero, His Excellency, the Right Honorable Norman Washington Manley, who stated that success is the result of proper leadership and unity. Madam Chairperson, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow councillors, good day. The National Secondary Students' Council, NSSC, representing all secondary students in Jamaica, is magnanimous in form and as such requires same in service from its leaders. The task I intend to bear is a noble one, to serve the students of this country. It is one, my fellow councillors, that I am determined to succeed at. For the council to be successful, certain practices are of paramount importance. One such is the coming together of previous and subsequent administrative policies. This will be done because I have come to the realization that a coming of a new executive does not mean that old policies or procedures were in any way or shape inadequate or insufficient. Most, if not all, were quite effectively carried out. The academic year ahead looks quite positive for the NSSC. This positivity comes due to an opportunity to try new and exciting things. But we must not forget the old. Whilst looking to the past is essential in knowing where to go for the future, we must come up with new and ingenious ideas that will take our cause to the next level. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, under my administration, there will be an unending encouragement of new ideas from each student geared towards making the council better. To achieve this, a section of the National Secondary Students' Council Jamaica website will be dedicated to this feat. And the newsletter must be developed into a monthly document to allow each student to be better aware of the happenings in each region and at the national level, whether or not he or she has access to the internet. The information from both the website and the newsletter will be tied in so that the full potential of both initiatives are achieved. The National Secondary Students' Council is currently completing the ratification process of its constitution and handbook. That being said, I must congratulate the outgoing executive for reaching thus far. I pledge to play my part in ensuring that this task is completed. Councillors, we must now look towards the future, look towards getting the next thing that will make our tasks more effectively, right? This, my fellow councillors, I believe, should be a policy document concerning the rights of students. As president of the NSSC, I plan to submit a draft document to the Ministries of Youth and Education by December 2008. Because, councillors, for far too long, I have heard the cries of my fellow students. We cannot build Rome in a day, however. I think we can all agree that it's full time that we start gearing ourselves for construction. Also, Rome was not built by one man or woman, and it will take the complete effort of all councillors to achieve this task. Councillors, dream with me as I envision the council under my watch being the most efficient yet. Share with me this 4-point plan. Firstly, we will unceasingly advocate for nationwide compliance with Section 32, Paragraph 2 of the Education Regulation, which states that student councils are to be democratically elected by students. Student councils for students, by students. Secondly, I will advocate that other members of the NSSC are co-opted to the council and are appointed specific tasks at the regional and national levels of the council to foster greater inclusion. Thirdly, it is my intent that all regions and the national executive seek to partner with international and domestic organizations to raise funds to offset the cost of our activities. This will allow the NSSC to build greater independence and have a greater voice when speaking on national issues. Lastly, I will ensure that the period is selected in which to host our Council's annual general meeting. We must acknowledge that the National Secondary Students' Council is a very large organization representing over 250,000 students in our nation's 162 secondary institutions across Jamaica. It is important that we meet as an organization to discuss possible amendments to our Constitution and discuss clearly defined positions of the NSSC on any matters arising. This will also allow for greater inclusion of local councils by virtue of their delegations being present at this forum. Students of Jamaica, let this be our guiding philosophy. One goal, one passion, one council. With this in mind, let us continue working together to accomplish equal rights and justice for all secondary students in Jamaica. Vote Chris Anthony Salter, your candidate for national president. God bless you.